Dina's here, Cimarelli from the Bakery Boutique, no stranger to our Roadshow fans, and you are making another delicious dessert.
We're
what
making
is this?
a Mardi Gras King cake.
Okay.
And the cake actually is going to be decorated later, but see this little tiny baby?
Yeah, I'll do this.
Can you do that? Can you see it?
Put it where we go.
Where are we? Baby?
Little babies.
I don't know. Babies are going to go in the cake.
Babies in the cake?
Yeah, just one baby. And there's a nice little story that we're going to... Hopefully you don't choke on it when you eat it, but oh.
Got that at home right now.
You're familiar to that sound right now.
Yeah. So that's it? Just babies in the cake?
Just babies in the cake.
That's all we're
no.
going to do. Is we're going to bake. I just almost said we're going to bake babies, but that wouldn't be. All right, what else is in this cake?
No, we don't do it. So the ingredients that we have today, we have flour.
Yeah.
We have some butter and milk. We got yeast, eggs, some nutmeg, white salt, sugar, and then we got a bunch of colored sugar crystals in the colors of the Mardi Gras scheme that we're going to decorate for the cake later.
Oh, can't wait. Can't wait.
It's a nice, yummy cinnamon roll cake. It's good in the morning.
It is good in the morning.
Yes.
Good any time of day.
Yes.
But we're going to eat it now, and we're going to cook it in our next segment. You can find the recipe and the ingredients online at foxprovidence.com.
Of course, we're in the kitchen with the Bakery Boutique and Dina Cimarelli, and right now I guess we're in the dough process, right, Dina?
We are in the dough process.
So what does that entail?
Well, I have some stages here that I'll tell you about because typically from start to finish this cake takes about 6 hours.
Wow, so you have to have the time to do it.
You gotta have some time to do it. On the stove top, I scalded a cup of milk, which just means I brought it up to a very slight boil.
Okay.
And then once it came up to the boil, I removed it from the heat and I dropped in a 1/4 cup butter and I kind of let that sit.
Right, so that's what we have right there.
That's what we have right here.
Yep.
And then in this bowl, I had some warm water and then I had active dry yeast, which I had to dissolve with a little bit of white sugar. That takes about 10 minutes to do, and as soon as like the water turns to like this bubbly stage, you know that it's done.
Bubbly, okay.
So now what we're going to do is we incorporate...
And can I ask you quickly, where does it get its name from, King's Cake?
Well, there's a nice story that goes along with this.
Is it a long story?
It's a long story.
6-hour story, maybe?
It is, and actually I'll tell you a little bit about it now, and I know we're going to talk about it later, but actually the cake itself has a little bit of a prize in it, and in the end, whoever gets the piece, if it's a man, he becomes the king of the crew, and if it's a woman, it's kind of like lady's choice.
I didn't know that. It has a prize in it.
I didn't either.
Yeah, great.
So now, I'm just incorporating
the eggs, two
yep,
eggs.
the eggs. And what happened was, again, the milk, I just need to make sure it's at least room temperature, because if it's still hot from the stove, the eggs will curdle and cook a little bit, and we don't want any of that to happen.
When you make bread or any type of, that's why I stay away from it, because one thing can go really wrong.
Yeah, it won't rise right, it won't proof right.
Right.
But anything with dough and eggs and yeast, you kind of got to be on your A game.
Okay, we'll leave it there for now. We're going to send it back to you guys. We'll be back in here in a moment. Back to you guys.
All right, back in the kitchen this morning with the Bakery Boutique. Dina Cimarelli is here working very hard.
Yes, I am.
We're going to work on those buys and tries right now. Welcome to the Guns Club. All right, what are you doing right now?
Well, now I'm just making some frosting, but that's not important right now.
Do you want me to mix this up here?
Okay, that would be great.
Making this in a rush.
So what we've already done, I've made the dough, and what we have to do now is line it with the filling.
Okay.
And this cake, the King cake from Mardi Gras every year, has a little story that goes along with it. And you're going to see that we are going to actually insert a little plastic baby Jesus into the cake in a few minutes. And that little baby symbolizes the night that the three kings came and brought gifts to baby Jesus, and it kind of starts and commemorates on Fat Tuesday, and it goes all the way up to Ash Wednesday. And when you cut open the cake, the person who gets the slice of with the baby, if it's a guy, he becomes the king of like the court, the king of the ball, and he gets to pick his queen. If a woman gets the slice with the baby in it, she actually has to host the party the following year. And then she picks the king and he brings the food. So there's this huge tradition that goes along with this cake.
Can Patrick and I cut, is there a surprise in that one?
There is a surprise in that one.
So we should cut that one later.
So, now Dina, what happens if you're, I don't know, like eating this cake with your neighbor and your wife, and say, just for story's sake, I get the king.
Yeah.
And then, like, your husband who's sitting in the room over there, and I pick you. Like,
well,
what happens?
Then I become your queen.
Yeah! I love this cake.
That's exactly what happens. You know, it's not meant to break...
You all right with that, Mike?
This cake isn't meant to break up families at home. It's just something fun, and it's a tradition at Mardi Gras, and we can just kind of leave it at that. How's that?
You can always count on me, Dina, to go to that, you know, right to the gutter.
So now this one I'm going to take out.
Nice.
How long was that in there for?
This was in here for half an hour and 325, and it's warm. So now what we want to do first is, now just be careful.
Frosting ready to go.
But we're going to get a little baby, all right?
Here's the baby.
Here's the baby. It's preferably, I think it should be a little bigger, But
Yeah, you don't want to choke on
you
it.
don't want to choke on it, but that's the one that I was able to get at the store. You want to flip this over, kind of find, somewhere where the dough opens a little.
That's
You're
crazy.
going to stick the baby in there, pat it a little,
Hide the baby.
hide the baby,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to pour this frosting over here, and
Okay.
then what you're going to do is just put the colored sugar crystals, the 3 colors from Mardi Gras,
Okay.
kind of around. Just go purple, green, gold, purple, green, gold. And you want to do this when the cake is warm,
So it sticks.
Wow.
so it sticks and so it melts.
That looks great.
Oh,
Looks
boy.
like a hot cinnamon bun.
It kind of is. It's like a glorified cinnamon roll, if you will.
So now we need to decorate.
So now you need to
What color
decorate.
would you like?
I will
Catherine?
take blue.
Purple.
Oh, purple. I'm colorblind
That's
then.
all right. Put some right here.
Okay.
And then you want to do it still while it's wet. And then I'll put the green. And you can put the gold.
Pretty.
How's that?
I know where the baby is.
Yeah. You just want me to be your queen.
Oh, it's great.
There's some green, and that's pretty much the story.
That's it.
There's been a lot of stories that, I've done some research and I found out, different bits of information, and tradition seems to be changing, all the time. So sometimes if you're at a party, you can pretty much make your own set of rules. So let's say if somebody gets the baby, they could be doing the dishes at the party. And then
Oh.
Probably a little more appropriate.
and then some people actually, when you enter the party where, whatever one you're going to that day, there's usually like a pot of money. And whoever gets the baby gets, the pot of money at the end. So
Nice.
kind of
Lot
what
of money.
happens.
So let's see, there's eating, gambling, and
Yeah.
dating involved
There is
in the king's cake.
in the king's cake. It's a good party.
That
and a
looks
cake.
very,
Yeah,
very
yummy.
good.
Great.
So you want to cut this one?
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh boy.
See who
Moment
gets
of
the-
truth.
Yeah.
For the folks that don't know where the bakery boutique is, why don't you tell them?
It is on 55 Douglas Pike in
this over here.
Smithfield.
This
It's
is
hot.
hot. Okay.
55
I don't wanna
Douglas
burn
Pike in
myself.
Smithfield.
In Smithfield.
I was up near you last night at a hockey game, Smithfield Ice Arena.
Well, there you
Should
go.
have stopped by.